Welcome again, Sagittarius. It's eclipse month, April 2024. It's important. I'm going to run the animation here so you can see just how important this month is as the eclipse takes place here in your fifth house. And take a look at Mercury there on the 2nd. It actually starts its retrograde motion here also in the fifth house with the node. This eclipse takes place on the 9th, and it's going to trigger all of these fifth house activities. The Mercury for you rules your marriage, significant partnerships. The Sun regulates your 9th house of belief systems, value systems, education and travel. And the node, of course, has to do with that bundle of karma that is waiting to be unpacked. And during the eclipses is when we start to see the trigger mechanism for those sort of things. What is it in your past life, Ketu, the south node here, that is coming through into this life now to yield you the just desserts of your thoughts, words and deeds in the last life? Venus also moving into this fifth house means you've got just a big packet of energy here that is going to have to be dealt with. These planets here in the fourth house have to do with your domestic situation. We've started talking about that previously, and to those of you that are new, welcome. The fourth house here has to do with your domestic situation, real estate, your mother, your genetic history. So a lot of karma. This is also in a sense a karmic house along with these nodal combinations. Fifth house is also the past karma house. If you want to find out about your karma, past life, look at this fifth house in your horoscope if you have it. Mark that as your ascendant and then read therefrom. You will find out some many interesting things about who you were, what you did, and what your karmic lapses were. So the karmic lapses you see here on the 9th, that eclipse is going to trigger all of that sort of stuff. And it's quite coincidental that you've got that retrograde Mercury in exactly the same place. Now, Mercury ruling the marital sector tells me, and along with the fifth house, as well as ruling your past karma, ruling love affairs, that your romantic nature, the relationship you have with those significant people in your life, may be under the microscope right now. And as that eclipse kicks in, you are going to have to deal with those variations in your personality, in your nature, and to deal with actions, words and deeds of your past, as will your partner. So this is, in a sense, the completion of the cycle and a new cycle commencing, because this solar eclipse is actually a new moon. The new moon gives us an insight into the new chapter. And we can see here with all of these astrological factors being part of the equation that it is in the domain of relationships, partnership. That could also relate to business partnerships as well. There you see the 10th house transit of the moon in on the 19th and 20th. If it is a business partnership issue, a business relationship issue, for example, employer-employee, then that could be the time when those issues come to the fore in the business finance sense. The Sun moves into this sixth house on the 20th of April. At some point in the next month, it's going to make contact with Jupiter and Uranus. Those two have been there for some time. Uranus has been playing havoc in your working life. And the Sun is actually regulating this 9th house, as I said earlier, value systems. So I think you've got that full moon there on the 24th that at that point will trigger a reappraisal of the value systems as well. Taking note of your health is important because Venus, which rules this 6th house of health, has been involved in that eclipse, and therefore some of the patterns of your working life, your dietary life, your relationships, all of these things are going to tie in together to bring you a point of change, big change, Sagittarius. So that is something you should look forward to. You should work on this structural issue in the family, because this shows great frustration in the previous weeks leading up to the conjunction of Mars and Saturn. Mars has now crossed over. It also has to do with this fifth house. It's an important point in the chart and tells us that the home life is somehow involved in the eclipse that we've just talked about. Reason for that is that Mars rules Aries, and we call it the dispositor. It is the eclipse dispositor. Now I think, although the eclipse takes place there on the 9th, it's when Mars enters into the eclipse sign that you're going to start to see all of those influences coming to the fore in a big way. And the solar eclipses have impact on your life for the number of months equated to the number of hours that the eclipse has been going when it actually starts. So it's a big month, lots to digest there for you, Sagittarius. There's more you can add to the mix by going over to astrology.com.au. I've got the written forecast for you, daily, monthly, weekly, and a yearly reading. You can put all of that together into a cohesive whole. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like button, drop me a note if you want. If you've got any questions, astrological or personal, I'm more than happy to talk to you about that. And I'm more than happy to think that you'll be here next month again for more. Look forward to that. Bye-bye.